Professional.
Welcome to That Card Collectors Podcast with your host, Ian Taylor.
This is all going so well. This is all going so well. Welcome, everybody, to That Card Collectors Podcast, coming to you live from MentalCon. How you doing, Jake?
Good morning. Welcome, and thanks for being with us, boys. We're doing well. We've earned 12,000 so far. We've got a few hours to go.
Cool.
It's all running well.
Cool. Pete hasn't seen that intro video yet. Says it's fancy. We've only had it for like however many months. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, Pete. Yeah,
that's
outrageous.
Just outed
Pete
himself.
stalks you.
He has outed himself. So anyway, let me do the intros for those of you who are just watching this and listening to it, because this will drop as an audio. So we have this week, we have Jason.
Hello.
We have Wesley.
Heyo.
We have Keith.
Good morning.
We have Josh.
What it is.
Nathan, are you still around somewhere, even in ghostly voice mode?
I am here, Ian.
Oh, that's
wow.
brilliant. It's like
It's so
someone
cool.
talking to me. It's like, where is he? He's up here somewhere. Anyway, this episode will be the seventh. It's the 7th anniversary of That Card Collectors Podcast. So as it's the birthday, I figured it's only appropriate that I'm just in the birthday suit for this episode. So that is what's happening from now onwards. That is not what's happening from now onwards. In case any of you are wondering if I'm genuinely all in my birthday suit, I do have this hat to hide my modesty, should you wish me to prove it. But let's not do that, because people will bail on the stream. I didn't have anything else prepared, so that's it.
Can
That's
we all
kind of the
do
joke.
that?
That's the joke.
That's the show.
If I do that, I'm going to get in trouble.
We're done here.
No,
I did say to these guys that they could join me if they wish to. Clearly, none of them have got the stones to do it.
I have.
So,
Oh, I showed up wearing an American flag.
well, you're wearing
You
just
are
where is the flag?
What happened? I saw you with it.
At that point, I was, and then
It's
all of a
off the
sudden I thought I
button
got
down for
gagged.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. Anyway, what I was very loosely going to talk about this week was 7 years. 7 years is a long time in the hobby. I was going to ask just generally what everyone's thoughts are. And I know that some of you haven't been in the hobby for 7 years. Like Jake, I think you're relatively new.
5 years, maybe.
5 years, yeah. So, it's kind of relative, really, for your time in the hobby if it's less than 7 years. But I find it interesting. The talk of like the hobby is used quite a lot. And if you think about the breadth of collectors and different types of cards that kind of sums up, I'm not sure that we could necessarily be talking for people who collect baseball who live in Ohio, just looking at you, Wesley, for example. So I do find it interesting that I've heard people talk about the hobby quite a lot, even on this stream. And I find it interesting that people take ownership of that to describe their corner of it, because it's such a big amorphous thing. Anyway, so that being said, in the 7 years, if there's one thing that you can think of that's had a majorly big impact in how we all collect, how people consume cards, how people acquire cards, what are the first things that come to mind? And I'm sure we could all probably say a couple of things straight off the top of my head. I'm going to drop COVID in there as my thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because COVID completely changed the game.
For every part of the hobby as well.
I'm here
Did it for
because of
Pokemon.
COVID.
Me too.
100%.
Yeah, the one thing that sticks in my mind is the incredible increase in value, them being considered an asset to a lot of people. The amount of companies in the last 15 years that have been founded around the collecting, it's become crazy. It's changed, and a lot of it isn't like what we remember when we were younger. There weren't $800 boxes out there. There weren't people hitting, green PMG Spider-Mans, changing their.
Oh, I think we've lost Josh.
We lost Josh.
They took him out.
He's
no.
fallen off. He's
Whatever
fallen.
he
Oh, no,
said
he's
was-
back.
Whatever he said was taboo.
Am I
they
back?
took him out.
Yeah, I think you got edited. I think Nathan's there with a button somewhere.
You touched the wrong stuff, and the next thing you know. But yeah, it really has been something to see how it is now. I've looked at apps for a lot of people, and they're following this as a portion of their requirement.
Oh no.
Is he?
This is
No,
the
he's
process.
moving. He's moving. I thought he just reached the end of his sentence. It wasn't that he glitched. He just got to the end of his sentence. He's just so still. I didn't notice. But yeah, no. When COVID, I mean, it was everyone just like went. So many people who hadn't touched cards for years or hadn't even thought about cards just kind of came back. I mean, Keith, what was it within that period that you saw?
Yeah,
Can you remember?
For me, at least, it got me in my attic and looking through stuff and digging out the shoe boxes that had the very poorly stored cards that I had, and it had me searching online at the time. I got into a Bianchi kick, and I just wanted to see more Bianchi art, and it led me to find out that there were cards, and I was like, "What? There's cards?" And like, there's a whole set. There's more of this stuff. Like, because I was buying covers. I was looking for anything that was a Bianchi cover, and it led me to the cards. And then that was it. You know, from there, I bought my first box. I ripped my box. I pulled a Hui Strong. I'm gonna butcher his name. A Hui Trong sketch of Rogue.
Close enough. Mm-hmm.
It was gorgeous, and that really just lit the fire. And that was it. It was, you know, pour gasoline on it. It didn't stop. Then I needed it all, and now I want to sell it all. Now I want it gone.
Everyone's out. Yeah. And just when he thinks he's out.
And it's funny, you know, the one thing you said is that Josh said that, you know, $800 boxes, and I know that pulls at Jake's heartstrings very hard too. And many of us, like, you know, boxes shouldn't be that expensive, and it kind of it hurts. It's changed so much where we are, because even then at that time during COVID, I got a 2018 box for $180, maybe $220, something like that. You know, then it went to like $440 or something, and I still was kind of buying them. But now, like, it's to think of that, gross. I wish I bought cases. I wish I bought a pallet. You know what I'm saying? Like, nuts.
Yeah. I was.
Wesley, before you start, is your dog on the podcast as well today? Or is it Nathan's falling asleep and we can hear him snoring?
I thought I got to the mute button quick enough, but yes, my husky is very vocal this morning. She's that's not a euphemism this morning. Yeah. No. What I was going to say is talking about actually probably tying into the amount of money the boxes are nowadays. It's gone from a collector first to almost a content first hobby. Like, you know, you look at these boxes and if you're just 10 or 15 years ago, you're buying the boxes for yourself, but there's a lot of people out there now that are buying them for whatnot, or they're buying them to do a opening on YouTube, or people just want to get those big dopamine hits real quick. And it's not, and that's still some of us that collected in the past and collected that are still trying to get those full sets, or those close to master sets, or those character collectors. But there's a lot of people out there that are just, content first, staying in it. I was to hang out with my daughter. I think we were talking about this on the podcast not too long ago. She's all into Pokemon, and last 3 weeks I've gotten up at 4:30 a.m., then 4 a.m., then last week 3 a.m. to try to get there and get in line to be in the top 10 to try to get these boxes to open up. I do it mostly to hang out with my daughter. I mean, it's fun to rip these boxes too, but man, I got there last week and we got up at 3, and I really thought I thought for sure in my brain, I'm like, I'm smart. I just got to get up a little earlier than these guys, and I'll get there and be able to win. But I got up at 3, and these kids had got there at 1 o'clock and pulled out their sleeping bags and just been there all night to try to get these cards. And yeah,
that's cool. See, I like that. I like that aspect of the hobby. I think that's cool in a fact that like it becomes memorable for these kids, and it's something that they did. And you know, I remember waiting online for my Nintendo Wii way back when that came out. Things like that I think are kind of cool. But what you've said before that I could actually reach through this camera and kiss you over is that
again
you said that it's become a content first thing. And I think you're right about a lot of that. Is that a lot of people are opening cards and messing with cards that don't even give a crap about them, but give a crap about their platform and their stream and what they're doing, and just want to get out there and get clicks. And it's sad to see that, you know what I mean? Because they're ruining it for people that just want to open stuff. You nailed that so hard by saying that it became a content first platform at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, that very much feeds in. There was a post in MCCW, I think, where someone asked a question basically about the price of sealed stuff is going up. The price of singles is dropping, and that very much it's because all of a sudden everyone's now, effectively speaking, and of things that have happened in the last 7 years. Fanatics have got to be on there. Whatnot have got to be on there. We'll come to those in a minute, I'm sure. But they've productized that dopamine hit that you mentioned. So that's now the thing, and that's the thing that gets the engagement. That's the thing that gets the clicks. And so it makes sense that if it's true that the price of sealed is going up, that's because lots of people need access to sealed product, to be able to do that. And there's that whole kind of thing about people expecting the cards in the box to equal the cost they paid for the box. But you've got to think about the value of those cards isn't just financial. It's about how much engagement it can get on social, how many clicks it can get you, how many followers in there. So it's more than a dollar value. It's kind of there's kind of other aspects to that. So I think this is all kind of tied together. That's brilliant, that content first thing. It really feeds into that post that I saw the other day.
Yeah. I was thinking like if Whatnot or YouTube or something happened to them, where would the hobby be in 5 years? Like if those were gone,
something would fill the vacuum like that overnight.
I guess you're right, because what happened?
The eBay Live platform would suddenly become a thing.
Oh yeah,
because it's trash right now and nobody's really on it, but is Whatnot and YouTube dominate everything right now. Or we'd go back to Instagram, or we'd go back to Facebook Live. Like addicts will find their fix. So one way or another, it'll happen.
Yes, we will.
But that's interesting because you mentioned addicts, and that ties into the whole concept, the whole gambling mentality. That I know, people often talk about. Be careful with EPAC because you've got the red flasher and you can just spend. People can also do that in Whatnot breaks and couch breaks. And think, I'm not dissing Whatnot. There's a lot of people who Whatnot very responsibly. I understand. I don't use it myself. It's not my thing, but. But it's true that's an ecosystem that the current manufacturers are leaning into and really kind of... they're creating product for the distribution.
And don't think that it has to do with cards at all. It is an automatic dopamine hit, like you said. Whatnot is scary at times. I have a roommate. My brother lives with me, and he goes to me the other day, like a couple weeks ago. He goes, "Oh, look at this Whatnot thing. I got these shoes for like $40." And he's so excited. And I'm like, all right, cool. I have come home every day over the last 3 weeks, and there is a box approximately this by this on the front steps. And I'm like, dude, do you have any room left in there? And he's like, no, I'm done now. The next day, another box. The next day, another box. Like, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be cards. Whatnot. I saw them selling crab cakes the other day on there. Like, Whatnot, I swear to God, $44 for 2 crab cakes. Okay. I work in food. Those are $2.26 crab cakes, $40. I need to buy a freezer now.
There must be some charming motherfucking crabs. That's what I've got to say.
Right? you what I'm saying is just that platform in general, and that feeling of winning, and that feeling of getting something you can't get. You know, I got a guy also that I saw, because now I went down that food trail, New York bagels, because we're talking about a dozen bagels for $35. They're like $5, $35 on Whatnot.
Wow.
And they're buying it like that. It's no tricks, no scams, no nothing. They're bidding it up in these streams.
Jeez.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. I mean, we've all done it. We've all gotten caught in that auction fever thing.
Sure.
On eBay for us.
Even before Whatnot, I'd buy one thing, win, and I'd go right back in and be like, "Oh, can I win this now?"
So I think that's a human psychology thing that they're very cleverly tapping into. You know, it's not by accident. This is taken off.
Yeah.
You know, they knew what they were doing when they developed that. Excuse me. What about you, Jason? Because you were in the hobby before COVID, weren't you?
Slightly, yeah. I was big into comics, and then slowly got out of it. In 2019, got on EPAC, and then when COVID hit 2020, I was all into cards, and that's when I got on. Was on an episode of your show, and during COVID, there was on the Facebook group weekly meetups with other collectors, and that's when I got more deep into it. And Flair Ultra Spider-Man was on EPAC was my poison of choice. I ripped through so much of that product.
Truckload.
I loved it. But it was a big thing. People started to kind of rediscover that product, and it was still available on EPAC. And it went, that's kind of when PMGs started to kind of pop, and some other stuff from that product. Some of their aspects of it were going crazy, but
they'll be back.
But I, I got really heavy into during COVID, but 2018, I first started hearing that Marvel cards were still a thing, and bought a box from either Steel City or Dave and Adams of Masterpiece 2018. And at the time, I thought I was spending way too much. It was like $150, $140 for a box. Then it had just come out, and I thought that was too much at the time, but I loved it. Yeah. So, and as far as content goes, Wesley, I was watching just on my Facebook or YouTube feed about a month ago, after I bought a box of the Fantastic Four, all these different shops and channels I hadn't really heard of. I guess they heard me talking on my phone and just
showed up,
flooded my algorithm of people opening this product. And it was just like every time I looked, it was Topps Fantastic Four. And I think a lot of them open other stuff besides Marvel or non-sport. And, they were looking for some kind of high-priced card in there. And the other thing that gets to me is somebody that's a comic book fan is a lot of times these folks will read or open up cards and they don't know who anybody is, or like even with the Fantastic Four, several people pulled that quad autograph that was the background characters, but they were really, the original Fantastic Four in that 1994 movie. I don't know how many people did not know that, and that just took a simple Google search or reading an article or something, something like that. So there's, just be mindful with some of the content you're watching as well.
Yeah, people don't do the work before they open the stuff and figure out, or haven't done the work.
Yeah,
I said work, but my work was.
Oh, sorry, Wes.
I was just saying my work was, reading comic books at 12 years old, 11 years old, and getting into them. And
right. You got to remember that, if you really love some of the art, that's why we talk about some of these guys. Bianchi was kind of me when I saw the 2016 Juiceco return. That was too full circle to miss out on. and so I got started there, and then I just was searching on eBay, and 18 came out, hit, and I was like, oh God, here we go. I could see in my head, I could see them searching for different artists, different art styles, kind of going over to, different parts of the world and making sure they cover their bases.
Oh, we lost Josh again. Josh is in sketchy Florida signal time. No, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back. There we go.
Am I back?
Have they restored the electricity yet, Josh? Is that what the issue is?
It's been nuts with thunderstorms and stuff like that. We've had outages, and it's been internet, all that.
While we've got a pause, I think it's worth shouting out what Nathan just put in the chat there. At this point,
Yeah, what are we doing? Why are we here?
Mental Con has raised over $13,000. So
Is
Wow.
the voice of God still here?
I don't know. I know Jake's had to bail. Nathan, are you still around?
Yes, I'm still here.
Nathan, can you do me a favor and just talk about the charity itself? I know that there's veterans.
Absolutely
but
not.
What do they do?
Yeah, I mean, we should probably say for those just consuming this episode, Nath, give them the skinny as to what.
Yeah, so
I'm sure you're well versed.
Mentalcon, we are having our birthday too. We're in our 4th year, so we're only 3 years younger than you, but we are younger.
You need to get naked when you get to 7, by the way. Okay.
We still can kick you around in the playground, though.
Aw, Mom. Keith's being mean. This year's charity is Play for Your Freedom. They're a New York-based charity that travels around to different VA hospitals, puts on workshops for veterans that are struggling with mental health, physical disabilities, anything like that. And we really appreciate smaller charities that can have massive impacts in their local communities and around, in this instance, wherever the charity travels to do their workshops. They do nationwide stuff every now and then as well. So it's not just local to just one area. But over the past 3 years, not counting this year, we've raised over $60,000 for over several different charities. David Lionheart is the founder of Play for Your Freedom this year. And we have a lot of great auctions ending every hour between now and 6 p.m. Eastern today. So make sure you are 5 p.m. Eastern today with some guests. Ash Gonzalez and Dre are going to be around later today as well. Head over to mentalcon.org, check those out, get some bids in. If you're not going to bid on sketch cards, you can make a direct donation too if you just want to help out. So
where are they based out of?
They're based out of New York.
Oh, cool. In my
I
backyard.
think Hudson Valley, you said he was.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
That's my backyard. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like a dude. Before you disappear again, Nathan, and become just a disembodied voice, I have questions. First of all, the question isn't actually for you. The question is for Wesley. Wesley,
What just happened?
What just happened in your studio? Because we saw you looking very sheepish, and we heard something.
Ian, I
knocked
hope you
over.
timestamped it, and I hope you record it, and I want a clip. I want to see it, his reaction. His
I have
eyes
no
moved
idea what
left
time
and
it is.
He was
I'm
so
in mental
mad.
con time.
I need a clip. I need to see that again because it was hilarious as Nate was talking for me to hold it in and watch Webby struggle.
It's hard for me to get light down here. If you can't tell, it's kind of dark right now, and I put up this little spotlight right over here on the other side of my table, and my cat came and stepped on the wire, and it went whoop, boom, and slammed on. So yeah, that was my look of
wonderful.
So Snips and Bodie have both been on the podcast now, and
because you were sitting there thinking, I hope no one noticed that, and we're all sitting there thinking, what just happened?
I heard it, and his eyes were awesome. He was so mad.
I apologize,
that was quality.
Nathan. That was right during the
That was quality. That
Animal
was quality.
cruelty was so ready to happen, and it couldn't because you were live.
That was superb. Dave, I'm curious to know your thoughts because you're. Would it be fair to say that your post-COVID entry into the hobby? From before?
Yeah, I mean, from a full-time perspective, yeah. I mean, I started collecting cards when I was about 10 years old. I was doing like 4 paper routes. I'd go down to the local corner store, and they had my first introduction into cards in general was 1990, 89-90 NBA hoops. If anybody remembers those, of course, Michael Jordan years. So building all the different sets there. And I didn't know you could even buy boxes of cards. I just thought that they had boxes of cards that they sold as packs. And then I found a hobby shop that had boxes of cards. Then every single penny I made in my paper route went to buying boxes of cards. And of course, you weren't chasing anything back then other than building the set or a specific player, or character, if you were into Marvel or whatever at that time. There wasn't like all these other parallels. Nobody was concerned about that.
No, there was like an unnumbered hologram maybe that you wanted.
Yeah, and that's and even in sports cards it was that way. They upper deck did the holograms in the early 90s with one of their sets, and those were like, oh, this is really cool, shiny, the catch your eye sort of thing. But then you get older, you get in your teenage years, cars, girls, all that stuff takes over, and most people move away from that. Not Keith, but most of us. So I got back into it right around, it was actually during COVID. I was in Michigan at the time and doing real estate, and we couldn't even work, selling houses. Like, unless you could do it virtually, you couldn't do it. So I had free time, extra money, bought cards, boxes of cards, and it wasn't even new stuff I was buying. I was like, I want the stuff I was opening when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I was buying boxes of the early 90s NBA hoops, upper deck, skybox, and opening that. And one day my wife was opening some boxes with me. We were opening up one of the Fleer sets, and I didn't even know this card existed in the set, but we pulled a Larry Johnson autographed card that had an embossed stamp on it from one of the Fleer sets from his days in Charlotte.
I was just going to say Hornets. Yeah.
Yeah. And she had set it down next to me, and I just happened to glance over, and I was like, what the hell is that? I was like, I didn't even know these existed. And because they weren't on checklists or anything like that. And then I was like, okay, well, what else is there? So I started buying some of the modern sports stuff, and I was like, okay, cool. They got a lot of different colors, but I'm like, I don't care about the numbered stuff, really. Like, that doesn't really matter to me. And I was seeing like the trajectory of sports cards, and I was just like, you can't even like really like a normal and hobbyist. You can't get into it anymore with the cost of the boxes. And that's why I like to open boxes, just open boxes. And you couldn't do it anymore. It's not sustainable, financially. I know, Jason, you do a lot of blaster boxes, and that's a good way to be still a part of it. But even blaster boxes, mega boxes, that stuff has gone through the roof in that sports world. And it's starting to in the Marvel. Yeah. I know most of us are Marvel collectors, and it's starting to in the Marvel stuff. But from a business side of things, I see how. Go ahead.
The Disney Chrome is now the mega box at like 70 or 75.
Yeah, and mega boxes used to be 45, 50. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's getting harder and harder. Even, I mean, everybody says this, kids. Everybody wants to use the excuse of, oh, well, the kids can't afford it. Most people don't care if the kids can afford the damn stuff. It's about whether or not you can buy it and whether or not you can flip it or you can afford to open it. Well, in most cases. Do I think kids should be able to have access?
My kid. That's the thing.
Yeah, for the
I think kids should be able to have access, but that's where Pokemon rules. Yeah. Right, Josh? Pokemon rules that because they've built it in a manner you don't need the serial number stuff to chase. Yeah. They just have cool art stuff to chase.
You just can't get it because you have to queue up, like Wesley said.
Because you have to deal with the people that are trying to
the adults
make money on it. I'll say that, as opposed to using other key catchphrases that people like to use.
I'll say flippers.
Yeah, but everybody's a flipper. If you sell a card, you're a flipper. It doesn't matter if you held it for 20 years.
No, I disagree. I think it's about intent. I strongly believe that it's about intent. If you buy it specifically to then sell it at a high price, and that's your reason for buying it, it could be anything. I mean, they exist in this exists in sneakers. This exists in video game consoles. Yeah,
but there's missing context just by saying the statement. You're missing context because it could be somebody's side business. It could be their side hustle. It could be their way to make extra money for their family. So to
Which
put
is
a
fine.
negative connotation on it, that's not necessarily appropriate either, though.
Well, that depends on your subjective reception of the word flipper, because I haven't said I'm
Exactly,
using it.
yeah.
So, but I think it's all to do with intent if you're gonna kind of think about it in those terms. And it's flipping is certainly seen as a very positive thing. I mean, ComC promote it as a way of life, and frequently do content that says the flip of the week was this, because they can see what it sold for on their platform, or what someone then subsequently relisted it and sold it on at. So they promote that, and there's a whole ecosystem around that. Your take on it notwithstanding, that's a thing, and it's a real thing. But anyway, sorry, we kind of slightly digressed really, because
we did.
It was about in the last 7 years, big things that have happened. Obviously, COVID brought you back in something that you touched when you were young, and then you were like, I'm going to go back and re-experience this. And that's so many people I've heard have said that. I was a kid, I was collecting this, and then in COVID I had time in my hands, I got the box out of the attic or whatever, and I started looking at these, and I think so many people came to that same realization at that moment, that all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, I've got disposable income now. These cards are still being made. What can I buy?" And they were off to the races. I just think it's fascinating that in a relatively short space of time, that the hobby has completely changed. How people interact with it and how people enter it, but also how people leave it as well. In terms of crashing and burn. I mean, what else? I can throw things out here, but obviously, I'm keen to hear from you guys. COVID notwithstanding, what else do you think has really completely changed the dynamic of the hobby over the last 7 or 5 or whatever, however many years it is that you can talk to?
I mean,
parallels.
Yeah.
Yes. I was just gonna ask too. I
heard being touched when I was young, and I came running.
Thank you, Billy. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. For those listening on audio, congratulations. You have the best experience of this episode this week, because it is definitely visually not suitable for work or school or anyone else, really. But Billy has joined the episode also in his birthday suit. So there we go.
God, the two of you need some sun.
Oh yeah, I mean, middle-aged white guy has an office job. I mean, what are you going to do? This is all I've got to work with. But I'm perfectly happy to ridicule myself live, all recorded.
Yeah.
Welcome, Billy.
Yeah.
I think Billy had like a 4-hour nap, because last I saw around 3 or 4 he was up. Oh, he's trying to.
Oh, that tickles. Oh dear. Oh, Billy, you're making my upper deck cat rise up. Anyway, Nathan, sorry. I feel like I'm completely bringing MentalCon into disrepute.
Oh, you're not even close.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, thanks for that. Now, we have the green light to go even further, Billy.
Nice.
Nice. What were we talking about? Who was just someone had just started talking. There we go. Parallels. Someone mentioned parallels. I don't know where we got to. Let's try and claw it back.
Just a few things that have changed and become like overwhelming or predominant when you think about what's in the hobby now, and that's we're in a parallel ocean. Some of the last sets, even the good ones, the ones that have been well received and we thought were well put together, there's a lot. There's a lot, and so there's an element there to what they're trying to create value with that kind of stuff, but it does make it difficult on the collector, and correlates with the value of the boxes and what you perceive to what you can box and be able to keep your collection alive. Some people are just selling off the back end to try to be able to purchase new stuff. It has, that's their, and then that's kind of where we're at. And in this day and age with all these parallels, at least if somebody can get to, that's my happy point, is when you can put a product there where it's fairly priced, you have an opportunity to enjoy it, and then after some time's gone by, some of the hits you can sell and keep your collection going and evolving. So it's parallel dominance, and it's one thing that sticks with me now.
Yeah, it blew my mind when I got into collecting again in 2019, 2020, that there was parallels, because in the 90s, I mean, I think there was Marvel Masterpiece 94 where there was your base and then the gold signature parallel. But then, there was, with 2018, there was a couple parallels, and that seemed like a lot. And it's just like, Marvel Platinum, which was a good set, but it had, how many parallels? And then you got the Tops has a ton of parallel. It's just, it's a lot to take in.
Keeps warming up there. He's gradually. It's like playing podcast strip poker. He's gradually. Nathan's bailed. Nathan's out of here. He's like, I'm not getting naked on camera. It might be the charity I'm supporting.
Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I think maybe that's where Jake's gone. He needed to go and sort himself out because it's too overwhelming there.
I was just saying last night. High Evolutionaries in Fantastic Four Finest. That's a 29 card rainbow.
Wow.
29 cards. Mm-hmm. Same image, 29 cards. And not to mention, it's an image. It's the fourth time it's been used on a card.
Gross.
Wow.
I'm sorry for you.
Wow.
I'm so sorry for you.
How?
Not really.
Wesley can't even speak. He's so annoyed. So Wesley, we've been through it. With crikey. I mean, I know Black Cat's been in the top set, but I'm just thinking of ones I've got personal, connection with. Platinum. Remember when Platinum came out? We did a count up, and it was in the high 20s.
Wow.
It was in the high 20s. So but Tops have taken that ball and run with it. The Tops MCU Chrome one, when you counted up those plus the snap parallels, was way over 30 parallels, and then they brought it out again, calling it a different set as the Sapphire version. Exactly the same card.
Funny, like in this parallel laden world, and I know we've talked about this before, and that the technology is not there, but I don't want to hear it anymore. I dare someone to just give me good old holograms. I dare one of these companies to get that technology back up and running. Just give me my old school holograms.
I mean, Upper Deck did some pretty damn good ones. I mean, they weren't the full hologram experience, but they were still pretty respectable.
I want
those Marvel
full
Beginnings
20-year degradation and change of color of this freaking card.
Fair enough. Billy, get
on
the
remember the
top,
green the green ones that just had that depth to them? That was
But the thing is, they weren't supposed to be that color. It was all to do with how they reacted to oxygen and their environment and surroundings. That's why you got the greens, the reds, the blues. They weren't made as such.
I just remember cutting up the covers to those comic books when they were on the front of them. Back when Wolverine had his metal ripped out of him.
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attractions. Thank you.
And at that point, they escorted you from the store.
Yeah, I literally bought doubles of all those comics, cut the cards out, and put them in top loaders, and I have them to this day as my own personal set of holograms, besides the holograms we were able to get in our cards.
So, Billy, when are we starting our OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Billy's already up and running.
Billy's already up and running. No, I'm talking about joint OnlyFans because no one's going to pay. Well, maybe someone will do. Maybe we should pay to play. Come on, folks. Donate money and we'll put our clothes back on. How's that?
I specialize in knee stuff.
Knee?
Okay.
Very niche.
As in the position that you're in, or what are we talking about?
No, just
here?
like the knees. We do weird stuff with the knees.
Just the knees. Just the knees. Okay. I like to draw like half a face on one knee and half a face on the other, and let my legs come together repeatedly to look like it talks.
Like I've gotten a really good response, like dipping my knees in different viscous foods.
Okay, good. All right, Wesley, where are you on the knees in viscous foods spectrum conversation?
I'm just lost.
You strike me as a man who'd enjoy that. Anyway, so we haven't really talked about. No one's mentioned whatnot. I mean, I mentioned it earlier on, but I'm keen to know. Yeah, Pete, I've got no idea what's happening. This is why we don't do live much anymore, because it always goes like this. It always goes wrong, especially when Billy joins. Whatnot. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that Whatnot has completely changed the dynamic. And I mean, effectively, from my point of view, it's QVC, but just with modern technology.
Yeah. Created the live show aspect of it, and they're able to, they are building value into the spots as they're doing their shows. They're getting like loyalty from people who are watching their streams.
No, he's gone.
It's a reliable,
there we are,
consistent. So some of the better.
Josh, I think you need to pay the bill.
There you go.
You need to pay the bill. They're not giving you good service. You need to find a different provider here.
QVC's still a thing, right? Like they must be.
Josh, pedal faster.
QVC is still a thing, but that's the thing. Everyone can have their own QVC. That's the beauty of Whatnot.
Right. They must be kicking themselves because, man, if they could have figured out an online platform.
Who knows? I mean,
do we even know who the stakeholders and Whatnot are? Like, where did this come from? Who's running it?
I'm pretty sure that's out, and other content creators have talked about it. It's just not something I've ever really kind of felt the need to go into. But I'm sure, I'm sure they're worth a few quid. Yeah. By now. But I mean, is anyone here? Okay, Billy, you're cheating. Billy, you're cheating. You're cheating because we know that you're not completely naked. This is outrageous. This is outrageous. He's not Ian Taylor with hair. Anyway. What? I've lost it. Someone else talk.
You've lost your whole trail?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
I feel like there's a lot of people like on Whatnot and different places that use FOMO as like a selling style. Like you worry that you're going to be that person that's not going to get like.
Well, what you have on Whatnot also is you've got people that are not only abusing the FOMO and the personalities of people and taking advantage. They're taking advantage of collectors in a way that they don't even know they're being taken advantage of. Where they're themselves chasing a hit. That Whatnot person is chasing a hit. And they're buying product and they're making other people buy it for them, opening it. And then if someone hits what they're looking for, you're going to get a DM on the side. And someone that is now 5 boxes deep is going to take that deal and get housed on that deal real quick before they even get a chance to list it. Like that's the predatory aspect of Whatnot that also exists. And that exists with content creators we know and have seen, where they are literally there buying the product and making other people open it for them, and either talking to their friends and saying, hey, someone hit your card, or looking for a specific card themselves, and then taking advantage of someone that just went deep 3 boxes in and getting it from them for cheap. That's a predatory aspect of Whatnot that I think some of us need to think about that's going on.
I never thought of that before.
You guys want to see how dehydrated I am?
Oh, wow.
What is that? Is that your urine?
That's a fresh one. Yeah, I'm committed to the program. I didn't want to walk away, so I just, I emptied myself.
This is good. Anyone else got anything they'd like to show on camera? Jason, do you have a stool sample maybe tucked away there?
No, but drink more water.
I thought I was the only one.
Is a
the first live urination in the history of MentoCon.
Wow. Okay. I think that might be us wrapped for this week, folks. Like and subscribe. No. I think it's worth pointing out for the before I get shouted
You
at.
just totally wiped clean my controversial take, Billy. I cannot
Yeah,
understand what just happened there.
Well, I know I can't understand. Where's Billy? What was it? I think it's worth pointing out that there are a lot of people on Whatnot who are completely cool on the gang and do really good stuff. So, you know, there is an element of that exists on Whatnot. And I mean, hell, there are content creators, Boston Card Hunter being one of them, who make a living out of showing bad behavior on Whatnot. But if you think of the number of users on Whatnot, I think it is, fortunately, it's the slimmer end of thing. You get the same on eBay, though. You get the same on eBay. You get the same on Facebook groups where people, you know, pulling scams in that. So, you know, bad actors will find a way, you know, whatever the platform. But yes, I completely concede your point that from the point of view of the breaker on Whatnot, you know, it's as much of a benefit to them to be able to pull that hit, because they get the experience of it, even though they might not get to keep the card. Bad situations happen where the person just cancels the sale and then the card magically shows up on eBay at $6,000 or something like that, which is the kind of thing that some content creators call out that behavior. But yeah, I mean, I it's a weird one to talk about, because, you know, I kind of, because I don't use the platform and I don't really have it's partly by choice, it's partly I simply don't have the time, you know, because someone Greg Rebel Base Card did an episode last week, and him and his guest were talking about that fact that Whatnot streams, you can just watch them. You don't have to spend any money. You can just watch them and learn and see what's being pulled, which is great. But from that perspective, I don't have the time. Even if I wanted to do just that, I just don't have the time to watch that sort of stuff. You know, in my days with the family and work and stuff, and with doing this, I don't have time to do that. Other people do have more, or choose to spend their time more consuming that sort of content. So if you've got that time in your life to do it, you know, go for it. So I should say, therefore, that I've not Whatnotted. So I'm talking about something I've not experienced, which might make me a complete hypocrite. But this is why I'm asking you guys, because you've probably experienced more of it than me.
Well, that's where it got me. It got me because I didn't have the time to go to some of the card shops. I was working crazy hours during COVID, and what I would do is I would just, while I'm between signing up deals, I would have the stream running in the corner and have it, you know, like, oh gosh, I would really like to have that. And you just swipe. All you gotta do is swipe to bid on it. And then next thing you know, you got $4,000 gone in about a week, and you're just like,
yeah.
That's when I had to delete it. I was like, that's just crazy.
Wow.
The only Whatnot I ever participated in was several of I Want More Comics. Keith Boyle.
Keith, yeah.
The way he structured it made sense to me, and bidding and how he did it. I looked at some other Whatnots, and it seemed like I didn't want to get into it. And I have a bad habit of, you know, going too crazy on eBay, ePack, what have you. But you know, but I've watched some of the other Whatnots. I've got it, but that's been one I've been able to kind of keep a distance, you know, from, because it is real. Even on Keith's streams, I've, you know, was going to bid on one character and bid on a second character because it was a cheaper, you know, buy-in.
And I want to be clear, like there are good Whatnotters out there.
Yeah, there is.
I'm not just trying to like just dump on the platform and just leave a steamer there, but yeah, there's good guys out there. I want to real quick jump over to chat. Nate just called out. By the way, there's 9 minutes left on the 10 a.m. auction. So if you haven't yet gotten a chance to bid or something like that and donate in any way, please take advantage of the time real quick and get something nice.
And Joseph Reed, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, because Joseph, how old's your little one now?
Yeah,
got to be 3, maybe?
You didn't call that out at all. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, and it is Father's Day. Or Happy Mofo's Day, as I like to call it. But yeah. So Wesley, I know you're a father. Wesley's even a grandfather. Keith, I don't know if you've managed to sire any offspring that you may not know about, but
no, Billy's here.
Yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness. Yeah. She's 3. I was gonna guess 3. Yeah, Joseph. It's because it's the 7th birthday of That Card Collectors Podcast, formerly known as Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. I thought birthday suit. and we got to get our numbers up somehow. So this is kind of what I'm
name in the
to.
chat, by the way.
Yeah, Billy. I'll do that later. Stop it. But yeah, I'm sincerely, Joseph. I really hope that you've not got your 3-year-old with you, because this is definitely not suitable for 3-year-olds episode. Anyway, Fanatics. As we're kind of coming up to the hour, and I think we can probably go slightly over, but I can't go massively over because the wife and the kid are in the other room talking about Father's Day, making me a cake right now.
Whoa!
So I'm going to go and add to this physique of some nature.
Are you going to jump out of the cake? Or...
You should ship a slice to Billy.
I will ship us. You know what? I'm going to put it on Whatnot at $40 a slice.
There you go.
And it'll arrive with the crab cakes. But Josh has rejoined us because Josh went away. Anyway, Fanatics. We haven't talked about Fanatics and obviously their influence in things. I don't know much about the history of Fanatics. I have a feeling they were probably around,
I think it was clothing based first.
It was mainly,
right?
Wasn't it merch for major sports league stuff?
Yeah. Jerseys, hats, and such.
Exactly, but since then they've obviously come into the card space in a very, very big way. I mean, so I think it's safe to say that they've had as big of an impact. I mean, COVID, you could argue, enabled a lot of this kind of this ecosystem to exist because the demand was suddenly there, as we've talked about, and everyone suddenly got back into stuff and started discovering things, whether they'd been in the hobby when they were kids or not. It was just ripe for discovery. So that's happened. Whatnot's obviously come along as a platform at a similar time to enable people to do that. And then you've got Fanatics, who seem to be creating content for that entire ecosystem.
Right.
So I mean, the very concept for me of a box, regardless of whether you're collecting sports or non-sports, a box that's created specially for a content creator to have bigger hits is basically saying, I don't know, maybe this is just my optional here. It's just basically I'm looking at it thinking, but if. And I've seen several people saying this on social media over the past couple of weeks. I thought I was going to get this sort of hit ratio. Turned out I was getting this. And they felt a bit like, And it was kind of almost like they were out as soon as they came in. Because it's they're new to trying Marvel cards or whatever it was. And straight away, I think it was Topps Finest Fantastic Four, actually. And I know, Josh, you had a good experience with your boxes, but I know equally people have had some pretty rough experiences with their boxes. Is Josh actually moving? Is Josh actually still with us?
He's
not.
He came back.
He left. He came back. He's frozen again.
Yeah,
he's back. Oh, he's back.
He's kind of like he's like a Max Headroom video at the moment.
Exactly. The thing that's cracking me up here is that because Josh withdrew and re-entered, I'm going to be very careful how I say that, but in doing so, I've actually drawn attention to the fact that that's slightly hideous. Billy and Josh have changed places, so there's no longer a naked man on the left of the screen kind of waiting going on.
I know.
In fact, I'm wondering, Nath or Jake, if you can move Billy up to the top right and move Keith down to the middle bottom, that might be quite good, because there we go. We've got equal weighting on the screen.
I'm getting uncomfortable now, but
it feels. I've got a buffer between me and Billy.
Yeah, I don't.
On the screen.
It's funny. That's how I go through life with Billy.
Jason, be careful. Be careful, Jason. There we go. Anyway, this is going to go over so well with the audio crowd. So what say you about Fanatics? I mean, they're not going anywhere soon.
No. I don't know. I don't think that they have heavily affected us in any way as of yet. In my opinion, like they've gotten involved, but it hasn't ruined anything, so to speak. They're there. I don't know. I'm word vomit right now on that. Yeah,
I know. I mean, you can go. I remember maybe that's its own episode. I'm just thinking in terms of the impact.
Yeah.
Of over the last 7 years of Fanatics coming into I mean, it's complete. I mean, the licenses that they've acquired.
Yeah.
You know, with the NFL license moving. I mean, these are big. These are kind of generational changes. In terms of this generation of collectors, the people, the kids now who are going to be the people in 30 years dealing at shows, spending thousands of cards at show. You know, it's that kind of impact. You know, there'll be. You know, we talk about buying. I mean, Nate, you talked about spending all your paper route money on buying packs of cards from the corner shop. You know, what's that story going to be for the people who are that age now in 30 years' time?
I think the hobby has so many different rabbit holes you can fall into, right? You'll if you initially start buying cards from a shop or from Target or whatever, you're okay. Here's my cards at Target. Oh, they sell real boxes. Okay, so let me go to a hobby shop and buy these boxes. Oh, I can get these online. Now I'm on ePack. Oh, ComC has a repository of these things. Now I'm on ComC. Oh, Whatnot exists. Now I'm on Whatnot. Oh, eBay. Like, you will, in your collecting life, you will go down rabbit holes at different corners at all times. And
you'll get to the tit that's making the milk.
Right. And I think that just the more there is to consume, the more options there are. It's better for us. But it's also dangerous for us.
But you know what I mean on the metaphor. You know, I'm thinking of like an animal where you've got loads of...
I would have went with anything you said right there.
Thank you. Josh, have you got even do you think you could last a sentence here? Are we going to get any more Josh? No, he's frozen again.
I mean, probably not.
Probably not.
I'm trying.
No, that was solid. He got it through.
Yeah, it's got something through. But yeah. Fanatics has been it's been like a little bit of a hostile takeover, kind of what they've been doing. It's been fast. They're an element of it.
But I thought they'd be more dangerous.
They're just kind of there for me.
Yeah.
I mean, are they doing the whole move fast and break
horsepower distribution
thing? I mean, Fanatics Live is no small thing. They're spending the money on it.
Fanatics Live.
They've spent a lot of the money. I mean, they've got money to spend. I mean, they threw a shit ton of money to get the Disney license.
The question is, who's going to buy Whatnot?
Right.
How
I mean,
or Whatnot not help each other? How is?
I guess my question would be: is Whatnot for sale?
Everything's for sale.
Yeah,
everything's for sale, including my dignity and integrity, as is evidenced by the fact that I'm sat here with just an upper deck cap and a wedding ring and a pair of microphones on my body. So,
I'm just kind of shocked that no one swallowed Whatnot yet. Even given that eBay made a move on GameStop and all that stuff, you see that happening all the time. I'm shocked that no one made a move on Whatnot, unless there's a power at B there that we're not aware of. Like, unless there's Saudi oil money backing it. I thought it was a pretty small company that got very large, very fast, with very little regulation. And I'm shocked that no one swallowed it up, or that now they're not the big fish and that they're not swallowing someone else up.
Swallow.
Josh is on the move. Josh is on the move again. Look at this. Oh, we've lost Wesley. Oh, it's all falling apart. And Billy hasn't done anything disgusting for at least 3 minutes, so I don't quite know what's happening anymore. See, Josh, I think you might have to just kind of call it a day. I think he's literally wandering around his house. You know, like people hold cell phones up to try and get a signal.
I want him on top of the house.
Exactly.
With a coat hanger.
Yeah, see, that's it. See, I don't even have control to put comments on the screen. I'm not sure who's got the comments on the screen button, but they've done nothing whatsoever for the last hour. But Duke Comic Art made a point. eBay is trying to push their own live. Hopefully no one swallows Whatnot, as it's great, mainly the community. And, I will consider, the one thing I have heard from a lot of people is that there is a really good community on Whatnot, of people that do, hover around certain people that they dig and, So, hats off to that. I've not experienced it myself. Obviously, I've experienced community in terms of MCCW group and things like that, and that's great. So
again, like as I have a negative connotation to what I'm speaking about, there are a lot of good things on Whatnot. I do love the platform it gives to individual artists that they can go on there and do PSC lives and sell covers and things like that, like very cleanly and without any bad intent. I love that it gives eyes to that. It's just also, it's the classic Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
There are people that are,
Absolutely.
wow, he's here. You couldn't be more clear right now, buddy. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to. Sorry about that. I'd like to.
No, go ahead. Take over.
But yeah, it's an element where when people care, when they love it, and they care about making sure they send their cards out right, they protect them well, they don't price inflate like out through the moon, because they want to put on a good show. They want these cards to go out to good places. They care about some of these hits and where their homes wind up being. They enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy the experience of selling that way. So there's just a ton of guys out there that really go to the nth degree with effort and energy, and they love it. And so there are some places and some shows that are just excellent entertainment, and it's a great way to absorb, and try to collect. And then, like Keith is saying, in all things human exist all human elements, you're going to wind up with some bad apples. And you got to understand that with eBay and with anything else, and it shows. The numbers are good. Predominantly in this hobby, we've got great people. You will find a couple, bad eggs and people who are trying to cheat the system, counterfeit cards, do all these kind of things. We're now dealing with that. But you just always have to be present when it's on a new platform or you're trying to experience something in a new way. Keep your radar up. But there are ways on Whatnot, and Fanatics Live is trying. For whatever reason, the Whatnot people still seem to. The Fanatics Live guys are posting advertisements on Whatnot, still trying to port people over from that. So it does look like Whatnot has the large cornerstone of the market. Fanatics Live, with Fanatics having that horsepower, you'd think it would be faster, but they're not gaining traction as fast with their live.
I think they'll get there. I mean, there's been quite a few of the big content creators and influencers and dealers are being really pulled over to Fanatics Live. I mean, Talon Sports Card is one. He started to do stuff with them, and he's just been promoting it. He's also started to do Whatnot as well, though. So, I think Whatnot was there first. So I think if you spent a lot of time, investment of time, into actually building your brand and profile on Whatnot, and that's where your community is, then I guess it would make sense that would be quite sticky for Whatnot. People wouldn't necessarily be able to port that or want to port it over to eBay or to Fanatics. But I know, a lot. I mean, Amanda, Graded Gamer, she does loads on Whatnot, and she's just started to do some eBay Live as well. So I think there's room for both, definitely. I think if you're a brand that. Is that your dog again, Wesley?
That's not mine.
That's me growling. I lost my auction on the mental cut.
Oh.
I had a second to check and just found out I lost.
I love it. All this time, we could have blamed Keith for your dog's noise, Wesley. If only we'd known. I've completely lost my train of thought. I mean, it's bonkers what can happen. Obviously, I've got the hindsight of, having been so, waist deep in it all. For it was 8+ years since I set up the 2 Facebook communities, and 7 years since the podcast. So I've been kind of living and breathing it for quite a full pace for a little while now. So I just thought it was a fascinating kind of just to get people's take on it, for really, because in my head I can I've got a whole kind of retrospective view of things. But
and Ian, with your birthday suit on and the birthday of the podcast and everything, it's probably a good time to just quickly reflect and think about, you asked us what's changed in the last 7 years in the hobby and stuff, and think about what's changed because of the group, because of the Facebook group in the last 7 years with the hobby. I mean, how many companies were created directly from MCCW and MMC members? How many people got into the hobby and stepped in levels and learned and grew and met people, and the connectivity with people who are just fans, just collecting some cards. And then I'm shaking hands with Bianchi, having a conversation with the guy. That's because of you, man. That's a large part is what the efforts
Great
and energy you put together there. I mean, I've walked in and broke bread with some of these people that in the last 10 years, I just had these cards on my wall. And next thing you know, I've got an LLC and all this stuff. And geez, you know, so I'm leaving a lot out here, but you've put in a pretty big stone you've thrown into this, you know, this hobby, and the ripple effects are all over, man.
Yeah, that's a great call out, and the influence too. Like there have been changes to sets between products that have happened as a direct result of the feedback that they've gotten from browsing MCCW. We know that they're in there.
Yes,
absolutely. You know, we've watched the metal product transition from what it started out as, and we destroyed it, and then it's got better, and it got better, and it got better each time, directly based on the feedback from a community that this shirtless man created.
You've made a middle-aged white guy change colour. That's very kind of you. I wasn't fishing for a compliment at all there, but thank you. That's very kind.
No, that's
of
a great call out, Josh.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. Yeah, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It's you know, gravity in this hobby.
Beat me up, Scotty.
We have 3 naked men on the podcast. This is. I wish I could say it was a first, but there was the audio only era, and who knows what people were wearing during that.
I've got nothing to say. Just want to check yourself.
But that's all you had to say. That's all
don't
you
want
had
to get
say.
involved.
I want Pete, TC Wallet, some more to come on without any clothes on and show us the more that we've all been waiting for. See, Jake's not even completely naked. Like Billy's got some kicks on.
Jake's got some shoes on. Color than the both.
Wait,
of you.
are you completely naked?
Yes. Apart from this, my wedding ring, and this upper deck cap.
I don't know if it's lighting, but Jake's also got more color than the two of you.
Oh, Jake spends all his time on a building site, I believe.
No, I'm an electrician. No, I'm indoors.
Oh, I thought you were.
Do you want to see me?
What are you going to show me?
Oh God!
Oh my goodness!
Those are Billy's shorts.
Okay, we started to show each other tattoos now.
Hold on. We had a tramp stamp and we have a naked Billy. Like
a tramp stamp, yeah.
This is move Billy up so at least we can see we've had a naked top row. Someone do that. Right. This podcast. This
feel like
podcast
we're all bonding.
This is peaked. If this is a plea to everyone watching live and future. If this is the kind of content and card talk that you like, please like and subscribe on our YouTube. Please tell your friends.
Let us know.
Please donate to Mental Con because I'm going to need therapy after this.
and you know what? Next year, the charity will be the one that's helping Nathan through this experience. And so the cycle of Mental Con continues.
Yes, that's beautiful. It's full circle.
It is full circle. See, Jake, help us, help you.
I agree. Yes. Naked Con is what I'm all about from now on.
Naked Con. There we go. Naked Con. Pulling Fire is also naked right now. This is lovely. The chat is all naked.
Oh,
they're all naked. They're all going on
any fire while we're all sat like this.
They're all. It's like Pete TC Wallets wants to come in and show us that he's naked as well. I don't even know if he's got the link. He probably has. But yeah, I mean, I could probably fire it over to him. But we should probably wrap up and let these guys get on with their Mental Con stream. So, Jake or Nathan, what's coming up? What can people expect from the rest of today that people listening to this in the future can go back and watch on your YouTubes if they miss it live?
Oh, boo.
What's coming up?
I've got to get serious now, or else Nathan will kick me out.
I think I should say they're booing because Jake put his clothes back on.
Don't encourage me, please.
Right, so we're seeing stuff on the screen. Nathan, talk us through this.
All right, so the 10 o'clock auctions should be wrapped up by now. I got to work on getting our new updated total. These are the 11 a.m. Eastern auctions that'll be ending. We have the Batman by Newton Barbosa, 3 panels currently at 150. Black Suit Spider-Man by Aiden Knafo is at 70. Boba Fett by Patrick Davis at 50. Bojack Horseman by Christina Schirbali is at 45. Danny Moonstar is at 20 by Mike LaPeruta. Deathstroke by Toma is at 227. Dr. Doom by Paul Hills at 21. Emma Frost by Ariel Mamani's at 113. There's a Jesus sketch by Gary Shipman is at 35. Nightcrawler by Ajay Cerezo. I think I said that right. $40. The Crow by Funsat is at 40. Dre's The Grinch That Stole Gotham is at 155.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
We've got The Ultimate Wolverine by Joshua Nunez is at 20, and The Witchblade by Leon Brajos is at 15. So that is the next round of auctions
Witchblade.
that will be ending.
Come on.
I'm very upset about the.
There was 2 Witchblades this year.
That X-Men Barbosa. I'm very upset about it right now.
Current highest bid for active ones is the Fred Ian Custom Commission triple panel. Characters of choice for the front and back. It's currently sitting at $15.56.
Billy called this out yesterday. Just want to reiterate, like, if you get a Fred Ian commission, like, that doesn't exist. There's no commissions from them. They do it for this event and this event only. You pick your characters and you get what you want. Normally, if they have APs, they make what they want and throw it out there. So, like, I don't think a lot of people have registered that yet.
Rare as hen's teeth.
How rare it is. It's at least a yearly rarity. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. And if you pick Ghost Spider without her mask, they might not come back next year.
Yeah, don't do that.
Or me without clothes on. So whoever's winning that, ask them to paint me like one of their French girls. You see what I did there? I think we might be done. Nathan, if you can get ready to press the button for the end credits, and Nathan, seeing as you've got the wonderful voice,
Nathan's ready to kick us off already.
Do you want to lead us out with our usual customary sign off, Nath?
Absolutely. Thank you all so much, Ian, Wesley, Keith, Jason, Josh, and of course Ian Taylor with hair. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode of the Card Collectors Podcast, and happy 7th birthday to you all, and enjoy collecting.